This is Upbeat with beatboxer, musician, speaker, and show host, Parker K.
Hey guys, welcome to Upbeat, and thank you very much for being here and for listening in today. If you would, please follow the podcast wherever you're listening to it right now, and if you like the show, leave an Upbeat review. That is always super appreciated, so thank you for that. We've had a good last couple of weeks, the last two episodes with Heather Falter and Craig Siegel. If you missed those, definitely go check them out. They are worth the listen. Craig and I spoke essentially about the importance of doing what you love and how you can do that through simple little mind shifts. And Heather and I spoke deeply about emotional healing and the importance of taking time to do that and how we can do that through specifically art and exercising our creativity. So both of the episodes were absolutely phenomenal. They were really, really great. So definitely go check them out. But I really enjoy making episodes like this one too. Just these little recaps where I share with you some of my personal takeaways. When we listen to these episodes, we hear things that are applicable to us, and they might be applicable to us and not others. So these are three of my personal takeaways that I got from conducting those interviews and from listening back to them while editing them and putting them out there for you to listen to. But I'd be curious to know what your takeaways are too. So definitely reach out to me. You can find any of my social media from my website, parkerkane.co, parkerkane.co. Reach out to me and share with me what some of your takeaways are. I absolutely love hearing that. But here specifically in this episode, I wanted to cover top three that were definitely applicable for me, and I absolutely love them. I wrote them down, and they've been great reminders. So here they are. Number one, do the things that light your fire. We get one life, right? And we got to make the most of it. There's no sequel. That's something that Craig said in our interview. There's no sequel to this life. We get one shot. And so that is just, it's something we've all heard before, but it's a really, really great reminder. And it was for me right now, just to do the things that light your fire. Do the things, again, that Craig said in the interview that make you do backflips when you wake up. You're so excited to wake up in the morning because you know you're going to be doing the things that you enjoy. So just that reminder to do the things that you love. And then my personal twist to this, I talk about it all the time, is just to make time for it. Sometimes we're not in the place where we can go all in on our passion, for lack of better words, right? The quote unquote, go all in on your passion. Sometimes we're not in a place where we can do that, but we can still, manage our time properly, and we can still make time for what we're passionate about. Even if it's not the thing that we're going all in on, like at the moment, we can still make time for that. So that's my little twist to it, and that's what I would share with you. Number two, mindset and confidence are everything, or is everything. I don't know. Is. It'll make or break you. That is so true. Mindset. We have to have good mindset because sometimes we don't even understand how much we're actually harming ourselves because we're literally talking bad to ourselves all day long. So mindset is everything, and getting that managed really helps out. And again, I'd recommend listening to that interview with Craig Siegel where he talked a lot about mindset. And then confidence. Confidence is everything. Without that, it's hard to succeed. It just is. And that's something that I've been working through. I've had some recent experiences just through this. I talk about it all the time now with Clubhouse. Where I've been able to connect with a lot of people and have these one-on-one conversations with them. And I'm starting to realize that, oh my gosh, I've got some confidence issues. I've got some self-worth issues. Like, I'm working right now on trying to monetize what I do and go, quote unquote, all in on my passion, specifically through Clubhouse, because that is just a phenomenal platform. But as I'm trying to figure out, okay, what is it that I do? Who is it that I want to help? What services do I offer? How much do I want to charge? I don't typically have a huge problem with all of those things, but I do have a huge problem with how much should I charge. I struggle finding out what my rates should be, right? And it's because in my mind, I I lack that confidence. I think, oh, like I could do this and it's probably worth like $50 or something. But when other people are telling me what they would pay for it, they're telling me they'd pay a lot more. So, but that's what's crazy is like, you know, any of us can think that way. To us, we are doing something that's so normal and it's familiar to us and it's not worth that much. But then to others, it might be worth a lot. So, and that could, I mean, I'm talking right now about specifically setting your rates to sell something, but, you know, even in the sales scenario, if you're trying to close on something, you're trying to sell something, if you don't have that confidence, if you don't believe in yourself when you're speaking, it's hard for the other person to believe in you too. So, it's very important to improve our confidence. And that leads to number 3, nurturing your relationship with yourself. Wow. Like that is, I mean, I got little mixes of that one in both interviews with Heather Falter and Craig Siegel. It is just so important to nurture your relationship with yourself. I mean, just slow down, take a deep breath, really take that in. Think about what that means. Like, do you have a relationship with yourself? We all do. So that might not be the greatest question, but what kind of relationship do you have with yourself? Is it one that, you know, fuels your confidence, fuels your fire, gets you stoked? Are you your own hype man, or are you actively tearing yourself down? You know, and I would actually venture to say that for the majority of us, the majority of the time, we are actively tearing ourselves down. And so this whole little slew of 3 tips that I got from these interviews of doing what you love, doing what lights your fire, looking at your mindset and your confidence and recognizing that that'll make or break you and trying to improve that. And then the third thing, nurturing a relationship with yourself, or your relationship with yourself. Those 3 things kind of all coincide. And it is very important that we at least, you know, keep this top of mind and remember that they are important, and we need to be reflecting on that, and we need to be working on those things. I believe really genuinely, if we do work on those things, life becomes so much happier. And so I'm going to close with those 3 things, but just to recap, do the things that light your fire, work on your mindset and your confidence, because it's everything, and it'll make or break you. And then 3, nurturing a relationship with yourself. So there you have it, guys. Those were my personal takeaways from those 2 interviews with Heather Falter and Craig Siegel. Big shout outs to them. Those were really great interviews, and it was definitely a blast having them on the show. I think they're both on Clubhouse, so I'm looking forward to having them be a part. I guess I should share that with you guys, huh? On Clubhouse, I created my own club called the UPBEAT Suite. And it's not just going to be podcast stuff. It's going to be much bigger than that. But I am thinking about having these rooms under the UPBEAT Suite Club on Clubhouse, where we do live interviews with the guests and then open it up for a Q&A with people who are listening in. So if you do have Clubhouse, well, if you don't have Clubhouse, please just find a way to go get it so you can be a part of this. But if you don't, or if you do have Clubhouse, join the club, the UPBEAT Suite. I'm the creator of it. Give me a follow, and you will see the rooms, and then have access to the rooms that I host, in which I will be interviewing guests live, both guests that I've met here just through doing my podcast, but also guests who I've met specifically through Clubhouse. I'll be interviewing them live for about 30 minutes or so, and then opening it up to conversations and Q&A with the audience. So that would be fun. But where I was going with that is, I believe Heather and Craig both have Clubhouse. And so I need to get them on the UPBEAT Suite and do some live interviews with them. And if you're there listening, it'll be live. I'll open it up to Q&A, and you can ask them whatever you'd like to. And it's a very safe place for open and open book, transparent conversations. I want it to be a safe place where anyone can share what they're going through. And I want it to be a place for mentorship and for people to really go and seek help. And so if you've got something that you're working through right now, and you think that I can help, or that Craig can help, or that Heather can help, make sure you're tuning into those opportunities, looking for those opportunities, so you can join the room and ask those questions that are burning in your heart. But with that said, guys, thank you very much for listening to UPBEAT and for sticking with me, for being here. I really appreciate you. If you enjoyed this episode or got value from the episode, please share it with a friend and leave an UPBEAT review. That is always super appreciated. You guys are the best. I'll see you next week.
This is UPBEAT with beatboxer, musician, speaker, and show host, Parker K. Subscribe at parkerk.co.